Can gravity affect whether you experience supernatural or spiritual or angelic visitations? Is it all about gravity? Hi there, thanks for being here. I'm Dr. Andrea O'Connor, where we talk about interesting medical phenomenon and the supernatural, because it really does happen. So I thought this was an interesting concept. Have you ever seen the movie Interstellar? Do you remember where the characters in that were experiencing almost supernatural activity in her bedroom? Like shapes and light anomalies were happening, and things were moving, and the watch was doing strange things. If you haven't seen the movie Interstellar, it's with Matthew McConaughey. I highly recommend that movie. It's an amazing movie. But they talk about the concept of gravity and how it can affect our movement from other dimensions. And it's just, you can just really see it in real time if you watch this movie. But then I got to thinking, why? Because research is showing that areas of higher geomagnetic forces, higher electromagnetic activity can affect whether people experience supernatural or spiritual things more often. And so then it got me thinking about gravity and, which one is stronger? Which one is the stronger force? Well, think about if you've ever heard your teacher, back when you were in school, talking about black holes, and the force of gravity is so strong, it can pull entire solar systems into it. So I always thought, well, gravity must be the stronger thing. Well, that's actually not the case. So, because I was thinking, if gravity is equal on Earth, why aren't we all experiencing the same paranormal or supernatural or spiritual experiences? And why are the areas of ley lines, which again are not necessarily proven, but they may be areas of higher electrical activity, or the vortex areas in Sedona? Why are certain areas that are vortices having more spiritual experiences, or people seeing more UAPs in the sky in those areas? Well, actually, electromagnetic forces or magnetic forces are much stronger than gravity. So, we have positive and negative electric forces on cells, and electromagnetic activity is stronger because it does have the two opposing forces bringing things together or opposing things. Gravity just has one force. So gravity doesn't affect spiritual activity. It's the electromagnetic forces, or I'm looking over here at the research, the geomagnetic activity of the area. So I really do think there are certain places in the world or in your state or in our country, like in Arizona. My gosh, we have amazing experiences in our skies here. You've heard me talk about the Phoenix Lights before. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's the most, widely witnessed UFO phenomenon in Phoenix. And I invite you to look at the documentary called The Phoenix Lights. It'll blow your mind. But we have a lot of people up in Sedona and kind of right outside Flagstaff. And even if you travel there right now, the stuff you will see in the sky, besides satellites, you see a lot of satellite activity. It'll blow your mind. Like, there is shooting stars, satellites, but there's also some other things up there. And I'm like, is it because there's more electromagnetic or geomagnetic activity in those areas? I don't know. I talk about it in my last activity, kind of what's going on there. And if you haven't watched my live, it's one video back. Just click on where the lives are. And because I talk about the research in depth there. And there's a lot of question and answers. So go ahead and check that out if you haven't seen it. But it's kind of fascinating. And they've even done experiments where they kind of increase the magnetic activity around the person. And they literally report, I feel like there's someone standing behind me. I feel like something's going on. So there are changes in the brain, even in someone that has seizure activity, can literally change the electromagnetic activity of their brain. And sometimes those patients actually experience more paranormal and supernatural activity. Again, I go into this on detail in my live, so go ahead and check that out. But doesn't that make you interested in like, oh, that is why there's more activity in this part of my city or this town or state? I think that could explain a lot of it. Now, does that prove any of this is actually going on? No, it doesn't. But the research shows areas of higher electromagnetic activity, which is much stronger than gravity, is having more paranormal or supernatural experiences. I just think that's amazing. So share below if you've had some experiences where, I don't know, you live by some power lines, or you live by, one of those, we have, here in Arizona, we do have some nuclear energy, but lots of power stations and cell phone towers, and people do say they experience other things. People say they experience migraines and headaches. So it really does affect the electric activity in our brain. And there's also been a lot of research with cell phone activity as well. This is all electrical, and we're electrical beings too. That is a thing. So I'd love to hear your comments below on what you think about that. Oh, and also, I've had some of you saying you're not getting notifications on my video. So go ahead and subscribe, and then hit the notification bell. That way you know when the next video is coming out. Because in this series, we're going to talk all about the research. I want to get to the bottom of why some people experience the supernatural and other people don't. If you're stumbling on me for the first time on this video, this whole summer I've had kind of an interesting series of some of my personal experiences. And boy, the experiences you guys are sending in, it's really fascinating. So that's kind of what I wanted to bring to this one is, electrical activity can definitely affect how we're experiencing things. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you on the next one.